All right, everyone, how are you doing? Welcome, my friends, to the stream. How's it going? I hope it's going well. I hope that you guys are doing well. My name is DSP, and I am here for a full day of live gameplay streaming with all of you. And I'm excited, so I hope you guys are too. Some good variety on the agenda today. Today is Sunday, March 29th, 2020. First of all, I hope that the weekend is treating you well, although, as we all know with the stuff that's going on in the world, no one's weekends are the same anymore either, right? Everything's so different. This used to be the time when a lot of people were off from school and work and go out and do stuff, and now it's like, well, now it's when you sit at home, just like every other day. So, welcome everyone. What are we doing today? I'll tell you what we're doing today. I'll tell you exactly what we're doing today, guys. We're going to continue on with Nioh 2. Nioh 2 has been a playthrough that it's kind of a love-hate relationship. Honestly, I don't know if I've been liking it as much as Nioh 1. It does have new gameplay mechanics and new weapons. At the same time, they seriously ramped up the difficulty from the first game, which makes it a lot more frustrating. So it's kind of like, here's a bunch of new stuff, but also, let me just kick you straight in your balls for a couple minutes. Thanks. So I don't hate it, but at the same time, it's definitely been a hell of a lot more challenging, in my opinion, than the first game. Maybe it's just because I'm using a new weapon. I'm using the Switch Glaive instead of the spear that I used in the first playthrough. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. The good news is, the last time that I played Nioh 2, I finally figured out the goddamned blacksmith. That shit took way too long to figure out. Seriously. I'm very frustrated that it took me as long as it did to figure it out. But I did finally figure it out. Okay? And that's good, because now I can actually upgrade my weapons and armor properly. And I did. Last time around, if you weren't here for the last stream, at the very end of the stream, I upgraded my Switch Glaive to like level 43 or something crazy high compared to what it had been before. And so I'm like, oh, this is great. Now I'm going to be able to actually do like crazy more damage and, everything. I figured out how to level up my armor as well. I'm like, okay, now it's making sense. Finally. So, I'm excited to see how this will affect stuff today. I really am. I want to see, will this significantly affect things in a positive way today or what? We're going to find out. Okay, so more Nioh 2. I think we actually have a side mission to do first before we move on with the story of Nioh 2. So hopefully it'll be entertaining and we'll get some good progress today, okay? As I've been talking about with Nioh 2, keep in mind this is going to be a very lengthy playthrough. This is not going to be one that's quick. The game apparently has like 30 story missions and I've only done like 5 or 6. So yeah, that's how little I am into the game. The game kind of requires you to do the side missions in order to get the necessary levels and equipment to keep going and succeed in the story missions. But it basically pads the game in a crazy long way. So we'll see moving forward here how it goes, okay? So that's going to be today's main gameplay stream here, 3 to 4 hours of Nioh 2. Later tonight, it's my weekly chill Morrowind stream, Elder Scrolls 3. And unlike last week, excuse me, that was a disgusting burp. Unlike last week, where last week I primarily focused on doing commerce stuff, making money, figuring out how to craft potions, figuring out how to enchant things, okay? I now know how that system works if I need to use it in the future, which is great. I needed to learn that. But this week, we're going to focus in on questing, actually progressing in the game. And I've got good armor, I've got a good weapon, and I've got a spell to summon a good weapon. So if we have any issues here, I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to be able to progress tonight in the game, okay? So that should be pretty fun. I hope you guys will join me for that tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to swing back to Doom Eternal, and it should be fun because we're nearing the end game now. That is correct. We are nearing the end game of Doom Eternal to the point where it looks like I've got maybe 2.5 stages left in the entirety of the game. Okay? Now, for what I'm to understand, the final stages are quite challenging. Like, I've heard that the final stages are no joke, like insane, crazy grind. You know, so many waves of crazy enemies coming at you at every waking moment, which could be pretty insane. So I guess we're gonna see how that goes. I don't know if I'll beat it tomorrow or not. All right. I'd like to beat it tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if it's possible, you know, to actually beat the game tomorrow or not with what I'm being told, you know, is still in the game. So I guess we'll see tomorrow what happens. Okay. If not, that's fine. I can have another stream later in the week where we finish the story and then maybe we check out some of the multiplayer stuff. Okay. So we'll see how it goes on Monday. Monday night, Minecraft. My weekly Minecraft chill stream. And this week it looks like we're going to be focusing in on the mob grinder a little bit more because we didn't do any of the mob grinder stuff last week. And going from there. All right. So good stuff all around. A good, you know, variety of stuff coming up in the next few days. I'm off on Tuesday. When I come back on Wednesday to streaming, I'm going to finish up my playthrough of Mass Effect 2. We've got basically 2 major story missions left in the entirety of the game. And what I'd like to do is give it, you know, a good full session to finish it up. Give it its due. You know, it's a 10-year anniversary run. It's been super fun. I'm very happy that I came back to the game the way that I did. And I want to give it a proper send-off with basically doing the right ending where everyone survives and everything. So we're going to try to do that. Of course, it's going to be Renegade Run still. But I want to, you know, finish up the game on Wednesday. Then Wednesday night will be more Call of Duty Warzone. Since you guys seem to like the Warzone stuff I did the past 2 weeks, we'll do more of that Wednesday night. And then on Thursday, that will definitely be kind of the conclusion of my Doom Eternal playthrough. Whether there's still more of the story left to do, or if I check out the multiplayer for the first time, whatever it may be, that's going to be Thursday. Okay? Then on Friday, we got a brand new release. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. New release Friday is Resident Evil 3 Remake, which I'm excited for. I hope you guys are excited for it too. It should be a good time. It's going to be a fun experience, although I know already, I can already hear the people who want me to play it on the hardest difficulty screaming and complaining, which I'm not doing. I've already explained multiple times why I'm not doing that and why I know it wouldn't be a fun experience. I'm not doing it. Okay? So, we shall see how that goes. But I'm excited for it because we have not had true survival horror in a while. The last one was, honestly, Resident Evil 2 Remake. You know, it was. And Resident Evil 2 Remake was absolutely outstanding. But I'll be honest with all of you. I've played both the original Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. I think Resident Evil 2 is leaps and bounds better than Resident Evil 3. So I get the feeling that Resident Evil 3 Remake probably isn't going to be as good as Resident Evil 2 was. It'll be good, don't get me wrong, but it's a much shorter game, and it's not as good. It's just kind of a gimmick. It wasn't meant to be Resident Evil 3 at all. It was meant to be a spin-off title, which is why it's kind of set in the same area as Resident Evil 2 in some cases, and it's really just a game where you're getting chased by Nemesis and doesn't have a lot of the full-fledged feeling of Resident Evil to it. Okay? So, that's going to start on Friday. I'm excited for that. And then what it's going to be is I'm going to be focusing in on that for a day or two. But then it's basically going to be Resident Evil 3 Remake balanced with Nioh 2 for that week. And then at night, it's going to be my usual chill stuff. All right. And, then the next game coming out is Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is going to be coming up on the 10th. That's the next Friday after that. So we'll be doing that as well. In addition to that, it's my birthday celebration coming up, if you guys can believe it. This coming week is the lead into my birthday. My birthday is 1 week from tomorrow. Holy shit. Who would have thought? Right? Who even knows? I don't even know. No one knows anymore because the world isn't normal. When the world's not normal, you can't even keep track of time or anything. I can't. So, typically what I do for my birthday week, I decorate, my office here for it to be a little bit more festive for the week. So, yeah, my wife and I will dive into our bag of decorations. We don't have any extras or anything. We're just going to go for whatever we've had from the past couple of years. And we'll decorate the office a bit, for the week leading up to my birthday. And then on my birthday, which is April 6th, so a week from Monday, I'm going to be playing Animal Crossing. So that way, That way I'll be able to see their special birthday celebration that they apparently do in the game. My wedding anniversary is coming up on the 10th. So that's going to be Friday, but we'll be working, which sucks. I mean, what can you do? If this were a normal time, more than likely my wife and I would probably take some time to spend together and go out to a nice dinner or something. But it's just not possible with everything that's going on in the world, you know? It just really sucks. So, I guess in that regard, we're just going to have a normal day together. It is what it is. 'Tis life, as they say, everybody. Hopefully, you know, things get better for everyone. So I'm not complaining. My life is still fine. You know, I know there are lots of people who are having a really horrendous time, right now because of what's going on, and I'm not complaining at all. Please don't take this as a way I think I'm not grateful. I am very grateful for what I've got and for the life I have. I know there's a lot of people out there that are suffering, and we got to get to a point where things are better, right? So anyway, before I go off on a million tangents, so that's the schedule for the next couple of weeks. Looks like as early as tomorrow, I may be setting up for the whole birthday stuff and decorate the office so that when maybe I come back on Wednesday, it'll be like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I'll probably do it so that I decorate. So when I come back on Wednesday, it'll look like decorated for the week, the streaming week. Okay. All right. So guys, let's see. Oh yes. Okay. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is your final chance and final warning. Last chance to nominate anything for the Viewer's Choice event, because it's actually going to be later tonight that I'm going to close off the nominations process and create the poll that you guys will now begin to vote on. All right. And this poll you'll be able to vote on will be the games that were most nominated in the thread. All right. So please, by all means, nominate as many games as you want to be in that in the running for the Viewer's Choice event. And then the poll will begin, and then we're going to start to get an idea of what the game will be for Viewer's Choice. Okay. So that's good stuff. I'm very excited for that. What's winning the poll? There is no poll. I just explained that. I swear some people don't listen. What's winning the poll? I just said now is the nominations, and I'm going to make the poll. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, let's now get to the one other thing I should mention. Last night, out of nowhere, I did a review. What? That's right. I know I usually don't do reviews anymore, but I did a product review last night. The Hori Split Pad Pro for the Nintendo Switch. Give it a look. It's live over on DSPGaming. I almost never do product reviews ever, but I had an opportunity to do one, and I did one. And that's really all I have to say about it. Give it a look. See, if you're interested in an accessory for your Nintendo Switch, you're probably going to want to, watch that review. Okay? Excuse me. All right. Moving on. Let's go on to the gratuitous plug segment, everyone. So thank you for 11 awesome years allowing me to be a content creator. Allowing me to, on a daily basis, share my gameplay experiences with all of you. Has been an amazing journey. I'm a lifelong gamer, and this is my hobby as well as my job. It's amazing to say that I get to do what I actually enjoy for a living. Very, very few people get to say that. And I realize how lucky I am. I also realize how incredibly lucky I am that during this crazy worldwide pandemic, I'm able to keep doing what I do, right? I haven't been negatively affected work-wise, and that's an amazing thing, how lucky and grateful I am to tell you guys. I love being here every day, hanging out with you guys on stream, all right? I really do. So many people have come out and said, Phil, thank you so much for being here, because right now we're all stuck at home, and this is a way to get entertainment and fun and kind of keep our minds off of everything that's going on. I understand that. It is for me too. Trust me, it actually is for me too. When I'm in here playing a game and just hanging out with you guys, that's it. I can take my mind off of all that shit going on and just kind of relax for a bit, which is what we all need. We all need that escape. So, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything, and understand that I know how lucky I am, how grateful I am, and I'm going to be here as much as I can be. All right? So thanks for that. In the modern day here, I am a full-time streamer. That means I'm here 6 days a week, streaming live for you. And I'm also archiving all of my stuff over on DSPGaming on YouTube, so that if you cannot be here for the live streams, you can check out that stuff over on YouTube on demand, okay? So, that's good stuff. If you like that, if you like the fact that I'm here, if you like the fact that I stream as much as I do, if you like what I do, please consider contributing. Because in the modern day, it really is all about crowdfunding. It's about your support during the live streams, keeping me going. Very matter-of-factly, it is your crowdfunding during the streams that is my major source of income. All right? Even though I do still get some supplementary income from YouTube ad revenue, it's nowhere near as much as it used to be. It's certainly not enough for me to make a living. It's all about the crowdfunding. So please consider contributing if you can and if you like the content. Now, I'm going to say something up front before I even mention a single way by which you can contribute. My streams are 100% free on Twitch and always will be. And even though contributions are greatly appreciated, they are not mandatory on my streams. As I already stated, I am a lifelong gamer. Gaming has been my hobby. I'm incredibly lucky that it's my job. I never intended it to be. I just fell into doing this when I was laid off from my full-time job nearly a decade ago. All right? And it's been a crazy damned ride for sure, with ups and downs and all kinds of stuff going on. But I love what I do. That's why I'm here. I made YouTube videos for 2.5 years before I ever monetized a single gameplay video. I would continue to stream in some capacity, albeit probably a very limited one, if I could not do this full time. Or if I couldn't do this, for a job anymore for whatever reason. I just love it that much. I love having this interaction with you guys, having an audience and sharing my gameplay experiences. It's very meaningful to me. And I would want to keep that going. Okay? Please understand that. That's why I'm here, not because I'm trying to make a buck. So, thank you if you'd like to contribute. I appreciate that. But understand it's not mandatory, and I don't want anyone feeling like the odd man out or feeling bad if they can't contribute. That is not what this is all about. Okay, guys? All right. So, now that that's been said, now let's actually talk about contribution methods. Okay? If you would like to contribute, consider one of the following methods. First of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. My Patreon is a way by which people can crowdfund by contributing to the monthly Patreon campaign. When you do that, you earn personal perks as a way of me saying thank you. I'm not going to go into massive detail about it because it's all outlined right there on the website, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Please give it a look. If you would like to get in on the monthly perks for the month of March, you need to pledge within the next couple of days before the month ends. All right? So please give it a look, and thank you to anyone even considering it. Now, in addition to that, there is a Teespring store where I sell merch. It's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs. Good quality stuff I can attest to because I actually have a bunch of it. I've bought a bunch of it myself, and I wear it on streams and stuff, okay? If you get something from there, helps me out a little bit. You get a cool collectible. So give it a look if you get a chance, all right? But primarily, if you're really looking to contribute, more than likely you're probably going to want to contribute via a way that's going to get you some kind of recognition on my stream, right? And so cheering, subbing, or tipping during the course of the live stream, I'm going to give you a live thank you shout out as a way of saying, hey, thanks a lot for tuning in and thank you for contributing. And it's going to get you some interaction with me and a little bit of recognition on the stream. Now, please understand that if you do send me a message that's not in line with the channel rules, then I'm not going to read it out. It's at my discretion what I read here on my own streams. So as long as you're in line with what's allowed on the streams, then that's great. Okay? On top of the screen there, as you can see, there is a Stream Stats leaderboard. This is a leaderboard that I update regularly with things such as top cheerer and top tipper of the stream. Pretty cool. So, yeah, that's another way to get recognized if you are the top cheerer or top tipper. Okay? There's 2 other leaderboards on Twitch that are integrated directly into the site. You can actually see them at the top of your stream chats right now. These leaderboards are for top cheerer of the week, as well as, boy, I'm just having a brain fart after brain fart today. Let's try this again. Top cheerers of the week with bits, as well as top sub contributors. And we will go through that list in just a little bit here, okay? So, if you want to get recognition, there's many ways that you can get recognized for your contributions here. Now, you might be saying, Phil, you just mentioned a ridiculous amount of ways to contribute. What's the best way to contribute if I really want to help you out the most? The answer there is tipping me. Reason being, when you tip me, those tips immediately can be used for something positive, all right? Whether it's paying a bill, whether it's grocery shopping, whether it's buying a game, whatever it may be. And in particular, I've got, at this point, I'm trying to think, remaining 2 more bills that I got to pay by the end of this month. And it's been your tips, this week that have helped me out with all that. So please consider tipping me if at all you can today. That helps me a lot, all right? And I appreciate those who go out of their way to tip. Now, I'm not saying that cheering or subbing or Teespring aren't good. There are all great ways to contribute and to help me out. But that's more long term. What I mean by that is those are things that, in the long term, they help me out a lot. Because there's a processing time between when I actually get any kind of positive benefit from those things and when you actually contribute, versus with tipping, I get those funds immediately to do things with. All right? So, please consider tipping today if at all you can. That's going to help out a lot more than anything else if you can. All right? So, in regards to tipping, excuse me, there's 2 ways to do it. Below the stream, there's a tip jar button you can click on, or you could type !tip to the stream chat. Either way will take you to my PayPal tips page. You could tip me either with a registered PayPal account or with a major debit or credit card, just like anything else that you pay for on the internet, okay? If you don't see the option to pay with a debit or credit card, that's fine. More than likely, you're probably using a mobile device. And sometimes those options will not show up on a mobile device. So what you should do is either load the full desktop version of the site or just jump on a computer and you should see those options, okay? Now, as a public service announcement, all right, every time I do a pre-stream here, I give you guys a little bit of a warning because, sadly, there's a lot of malicious people on this planet who like to do a lot of messed up things to people, and I personally know this for a fact from my own personal life experience, and I don't like seeing my own viewers being negatively affected by this stuff, okay? So, guys, please understand that there's a lot of information out there on all of us, all right? Personal info you may not even be aware is out there that can be used maliciously against you, all right? Just think about this, right? Just think about this. You probably got stuff about your friends and your family on your social media accounts. You've probably got, maybe where you work, where you like to hang out. This is all information that you probably would put on like a Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, common info that can actually be used pretty, negatively against you if someone wanted to find a way to hurt you. And I know it sucks to even think that way. Like, why the hell would someone want to hurt me? Who am I? I hear you. But sadly, that's just the situation of life that we're in right now, is there's people on the internet who just feel like there's some kind of power because they can use that info against you. All right? Oh, I get some kind of feeling of recognition that I can anonymously hurt someone and harass someone over the internet. It's really stupid. Even if they don't get any positive benefit out of it, these people still do it, all right? So the reason I always bring this up is because I want you to be protected. I don't want you to get harassed online for stuff. So in particular, when you're on a live stream like mine, if you're going to contribute, do your best to hide your identity. So that way people can't associate it with you and can't try to come after you for it, right? So, for example, if you're going to tip me today, I would not use your real name. I would not use a name that's associated with your social media accounts. Instead, make up a name. Or you could tip anonymously. Do something that's unrelated to anything that anyone could tie to you. And then basically no one could be able to get your info and come after you and harass you online. All right? That's my recommendation. I'm looking out for you guys. I want you to have a good time on a stream and not get harassed by a bunch of jerks. Okay? Fair enough? All right, I hope that was at least semi-helpful for you guys. So, thank you guys very much. Now let's move on to the rules segment of the stream. This is where I talk about the rules of my stream. First of all, I have to abide by all the rules and regulations of Twitch.tv because I am streaming on a business called Twitch.tv. I can't just say and do whatever the heck I want. I hope you guys understand that, okay? And thank you for understanding that. Now, in addition to that, I have my own chill vibe and mentality that I like to try to maintain on my streams. You might be saying, what does that mean? Well, on my streams, I want it to be a place where we can all relax and have fun and basically escape all the stresses of real life. Right now, there's so much messed up stuff going on in the real world. We all need a place to hang out and forget about that, right? And that's really what my goal is with my streams. Have a place where you can just say, I want to zone out from all the stress and crap that's going on in the real world. I just want to hang out and have a good time, right? That's what it's all about on my streams. So please understand we're trying to maintain that kind of vibe on the stream. And because of that, we have certain rules that we follow, okay? First off, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. First off, there's certain topics that I feel that when we... Jasper just started tickling my foot. He scared me. You silly guy. He ran up and rubbed his face against my foot. It startled me. That's hilarious. You silly guy, man. So anyway, let's try that again. Let's try that again. I got so derailed. Okay, so first of all, there's some topics that we don't really discuss on my stream because I feel that they don't have any productive value to be discussed on my gameplay streams. And those topics are politics and religion. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I feel that if we talk about politics and religion on the stream, first of all it's going to do is cause arguments. It's going to cause toxicity. People tend to not really get along when these topics are discussed on my streams. And instead, they just kind of argue. And the last thing I want is to be playing a fun gameplay stream. I turn to the stream, and all I see is people yelling at each other and arguing and having a bad time. That's not what it's all about. Now, in addition to that, we're extending that because of what's going on in the world right now. You know, listen, I know everything that's going on with this pandemic is awful. We all know that, okay? But people are coming to this stream to try to escape that. They just want to have a good time. So please understand that, and please don't try to derail all the discussion of the stream to be about that, because I really feel that that's just going to make people upset, okay? Now, I'm not banning the topic from discussion. That would be really dumb that the biggest thing going on in the world right now gets banned from discussion. That'd be pretty stupid, right? But I definitely don't want the entirety of my stream to become about that and get people all, worked up and upset. So please understand that's why it's a rule, okay? Fair enough? All right, thank you. Jasper, please don't bite that wire. Stop that right now. Okay. Now, Jasper, what did I just say? Hey, Jasper, don't bite those wires, man. What are you doing? Oh, my God. He's going to be a pain in the butt today. Oh, man. All right. So, continuing on. In addition, I'm well aware that there are tons of people on the internet that on a daily basis like to harass me. They like to make fun of me, defame me, slander me, whatever you want to say. And it's not just me. They also do it with my family members and everyone else, which is really screwed up because they have nothing to do with that but with me and my content, but they still do it anyway. Why are these people so mean? It's very simple. Because they can get away with it. Just like I mentioned earlier, those people that would harass you, they do the same thing to me. They can get away with it, and they feel that they get some kind of value out of it. And a lot of these people have found a way to turn drama on the internet into money. Oh, wow, I can get views on my YouTube videos and my streams. I can illegally restream stuff and get tons of views and make profit. Yeah, it's completely fucked up. There's no defense against it unless you sue the people, which I can't do. So the bottom line is this. I'm well aware that this happens on a daily basis. There's nothing I can do about it. So we make it a rule of thumb not to bring it up on the streams. Because there's no point. What's the point of bringing it up when there's nothing we can do about it, right? All it does is two things. First of all, it derails the positivity of the stream. If we're focusing in on a positive game, and we're having fun, and we're interacting, we're having a good time, the last thing we want to do is talk about a bunch of degenerate assholes. Right? So that's number one. Number two, I feel that it's going to just give undue attention to them that they don't deserve. The last thing we want is people going to check out their garbage, toxic content. So we make it a rule not to bring it up at all. It's against the rules strictly. Please understand that. Every once in a while we get someone who wanders in here and innocently will say, oh, did you see here someone said this about you? I don't care. I don't care what people say or do about me. It's all horse shit. It's them just trying to fucking get popularity riding my coattails. And, the scumbags who do that stuff can't make any positive content for themselves. All they do is negative, toxic shit. And it shouldn't be allowed, but for some reason it is. And I don't know why anyone would want to watch that crap anyway, because you have to be a fucking idiot. But hey, there's a lot of idiots on this planet. Which, as we know, every day when you go out and you see people out during the pandemic doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing, hoarding, goods that they're not supposed to be hoarding, there's a lot of fucking idiots on this planet. So, it's just evidence of everything, right? So yeah, let's not bring it up. Let's just have a positive and fun stream here today, guys. Fair enough? Okay. All right, guys. It is now time for us to do the shout-outs, saying thank you to those who have contributed during today's stream. All right? So we actually start off with a couple of things that came in overnight. All right? So Froggins cheered overnight talking about my Hori Split Pad Pro review. He says he saw it in his feed and it was a pleasant surprise. He says he hopes that we see more of that in the future. Froggins, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if we'll ever see that again in the future. I was as shocked as everyone else that a company reached out to me and said, would you like to review our product? I guess what it is they probably tuned into a couple of my Switch streams and saw that I've been using their Hori pad for the Switch. And I've been talking about it over the past year, saying that I really liked it compared to the other Switch controllers. So they probably thought, hey, maybe this person would like to review another one of our products and make use of it. And I did. For the past, over the past week since Animal Crossing's been out, my wife and I have been using the Split Pad Pro, and that's why I did the review of it. Okay? So, I have no idea if I'll ever have the opportunity to ever review anything ever again, but it was certainly fun to do this one. It was a quick review, very basic. I went over the pros and cons of the controller, and you can see that on YouTube right now on DSPGaming if you'd like. Thank you, Froggins, for the cheer. And by the way, Froggins, again, just to reiterate, if you're watching, I do appreciate that you sent me a bunch of suggestions on how to improve my streams. I definitely want to implement them. I have no time to do so right now. Last night, I was sitting around pulling tax documents to get my taxes done. And then tonight, I have to do the poll, and I have a bunch of errands and stuff I got to do around the house, so I will get to it eventually. I swear to you. I just need time to do it, and I just haven't had time to do it. Okay? All right. The last Rambo cheered overnight, and he asked a couple of questions. The first question he says is, would you admit you became less patient with Soulsborne games such as Blasphemous and Nioh 2, judging for your commentary and feedback? No. Not at all. In fact, if you watch my ongoing commentary and feedback for that style of game, I really don't feel that it's changed at all. What I would say is, with Nioh 2 in particular, the reason that I'm so frustrated at the game is because even knowing the game mechanics, right? I would say the only thing that I wasn't doing properly up to now is the blacksmith. But I was switching stances. I was using the yokai shifts and everything. Knowing all the game mechanics. Still, I'm struggling with the game just because they made it that every single goddamn enemy can, basically, instantly kill you. Every enemy in the game. If they hit you with, one little simple combo, they can stun lock you for 2-3 hits and you're dead. Why is it that I'm, 16 hours into the game, maybe even further, and a basic enemy like a snake woman can hit me for 90% damage with one hit? 90%! One stinking hit. Is what were they thinking here? Okay, I understand challenge. I don't understand that much of a one-sided challenge. That's just stupid. How do they think that's fun? That every single time an enemy comes up, even a little dude, right, can sneak attack you out of nowhere and take your whole energy bar, right? Now, listen, I've played From Software games before. I understand how it works. They're not that bad, usually. They give you some kind of goddamn leeway here. And this game just isn't doing that at all. This game is just fuck you. Just everything kills you instantly. God forbid that you ever make a mistake or you don't do something absolutely perfectly. You're completely fucked. And I don't know, man. Some people like that shit. That's that difficult. For me, I don't know. I enjoy difficulty. I enjoy the philosophy of these Soulsborne style games. This one just seems like they really are being assholes about it. Okay? I don't know what else to say. The game just seems way harder than Nioh 1 to me. Maybe it's because I'm not using the spear. Maybe the spear was that crazy good in Nioh 1, but it just seems to me like the game is way harder. Okay? Now, second question. Would you be offended if someone made a parody video of your pre-stream link or your public service announcements? Listen, people do shit all the time to make fun of me, all right? There's a difference between a parody, which means let's just poke fun and make a little bit of fun of it, and something that's actually meant to be like super malicious to either make someone look bad or to actually like, really hurt someone, okay? And that's the difference here. I don't care if someone makes a parody if it's in good humor. But most of the stuff about me is not in good humor. It's let's just completely make Phil look like a degenerate asshole, which isn't fair because the stuff that they say and do isn't true, right? It's all a big perversion of what's really true. I do a PSA on every pre-stream because I legitimately know there have been people who've come to my streams and contributed and then got harassed online for it, and I don't want others to have that happen to them. And I've actually had people reach out to me and write me emails and say thank you for the PSA because I didn't know that happens. And, I wanted to contribute. I'm glad you did this because I had no clue I would have been harassed online. So that's why I do that stuff, So you want to make fun of me because I'm doing it on a stream, fine. But you want to say something disgusting, that's very, very harmful, that's different. That's the difference here, okay? Laughing with someone, haha, okay, make fun of yourself. Laughing at someone's expense to make them look horrible so you feel better about yourself. See what I mean? There's a little bit of a difference there. But the truth of the matter is, I can't stop anyone from doing anything. I don't know why you would even ask me this, Last Rambo, because I can't stop anyone from making any kind of a video. I don't have money. If I had money to sue, I could sue everyone for defamation, and that would end all this crap. Guess what? I'm not rich, and I don't have the time for it. I'm a positive content creator. I make fun gameplay streams. I don't sit in court all day trying to sue people. Okay? So that's why I'm not going to do that. All right? All right, guys, give me a second here. I need to blow my nose, and then I'll return. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. All right, moving on. Sharpest Tactician. Cheering says, I have beaten Nioh 2 on the hardest difficulty. If you need help, you know who to call. Also, how do you like my new name? I believe Sharpest Tactician used to be Pragmatic Tactician. Fair enough. Good name. He cheered again. He says, you know what time it is? It's time for a beatdown. I expect DSP to parry and one-shot every boss. Well, you see, actually, that's a thing with the Switchblade, which is what I'm using. I don't think there's a legit parry. I've noticed that there's a move that they call kind of a parry, but what it is you kind of sidestep the move that they're doing, and then you kind of hit them from behind with a side slash. But it's nothing like the parry that the spear had in Nioh 1. The parry with the spear would immediately stun the enemy to the point where they get slammed on the ground, and then you could do like a big follow-up. And in this game with the Switchblade, you don't get that. I only like that parry really early, and it's not very good in my opinion. If anything, the only really good parries right now are the yokai burst counter, where if they're doing the move with the big red haze around it or aura around it, you could use the burst counter, boom, you stun them for a minute, and then you get a big combo afterward. That's good. But the Switchblade doesn't really have that. So, thank you, Pragmatic Tactician. He actually gifted a sub to the baby in the chat. Congratulations to the baby in the chat for getting that gifted sub. Hope you enjoy it. Sorry. Come on. What's going on here? There we go. Okay. I was like, And then Sharpest Tactician cheered again and said, bugged anime crossing mechanics, dude. I don't even know what that means. But thank you for the cheer. Fire7672 resub for 11 months. He says, keep up the great work, Phil. Thank you very much, Fire. Last Rambo cheered. He says, would you consider playing Animal Crossing during the daytime since you can do some different things? Eventually, Last Rambo, yes. And in fact, that is something that I would like to do when the new releases are dying down. Okay? When we don't have these constant new releases that I'm juggling and trying to finish up in a timely manner, then absolutely I would like to play Animal Crossing as a mainstream. I know for a fact there's a ton of things that are different. On Sunday mornings, there's this I think it's like a fish trade or something that happens where they sell fish, and the fish are supposed to be like they're supposed to be like the stock market in the game. And so you could buy and sell. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not fish, it's turnips. That's right. I had a mind fart there. It's turnips that they sell only on Sunday morning. Can you do this? And you buy and sell them high and low, much like the stock market in real life, to make money in the game. There's also apparently a weekly thing on Sundays where they rate your house to let you, like, if you did improvements to your home over the week, they rate how your house looks, and you can get like stuff for that. And during the daytime, things show up like certain creatures and stuff that don't show up at night. So you're absolutely right. That yeah, there'd be different things that happen if I played it as a daytime stream rather than a nighttime stream. Right now, with the fact that I'm juggling new releases like this, there's no way that I could do Animal Crossing as an early stream. But long term, there's a possibility that yes, maybe I could do it every once in a while, interject it as a main gameplay stream. You know, other people have said the same thing with Minecraft. Right now in Minecraft, I'm backed up. I'm working on this mob grinder. We've got either a Greek or Roman kind of architecture I need to build, and then a statue of me in the vest. That's crazy, right? And those are all projects I'm backed up on right now, to the point where I've barred the ability of any future builds because I'm so backed up. I would love to do a main gameplay stream of Minecraft maybe once or twice a month, so that way I get 8 hours of Minecraft to catch up on everything. But I can't do it right now. There's way too many new releases right now, right? So, you know, it is what it is. But hopefully, moving forward, I will be able to work it in, you know. I would say probably mid to late April, new release stuff might finally slow down a bit. Although then we're going to start up the Viewer's Choice playthrough. So let's see what happens. Okay? All right. Sharpest Tactician cheered again. And he said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your confidence level? In regards to what? I don't know what you mean. Like, that's a question that's subjective. It's based on what you're regarding. If you're talking about streaming, I'm very confident streaming. You know, I've been doing this now for a long time. And I have a dedicated audience. And it's fun. It's super fun streaming for you guys every day. So I'm very confident streaming. But if you mean other things, I don't know. You know, how am I confident in the confidence in the world right now? A 5? I don't know how what's gonna happen in the future with the way that things are turning out these days. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll see. Resburgu did a 100-bit cheer. That's actually the biggest cheer of the day so far. And he says, "Happy birthday, DSP." Well, it's not my birthday, but I believe that he was referencing the Mega Man song that played on the pre-stream. And that song, I actually, it's video footage from when it actually was my birthday. And on my birthday, I was playing Mega Man 10. A decade ago, by the way. So here we are a decade later. And I'll be playing probably Resident Evil 3 Remake. And probably Animal Crossing on my birthday. So maybe I'll say that again in a video this year. And we can take a new clip and make a new song. But anyway, Resburgu, FYI. I apologize because I saw that you did get timed out earlier. And the reason you got timed out is because you were bringing up, other content creators. You were bringing up someone who basically was slandering me. So I think one of the mods timed you out because of it. I mean, obviously, apologies. But please understand that doing that is not allowed and it just derails the stream. We didn't need to know about what Wings of Redemption is doing on someone else's podcast. That's nothing to do with my content, and that's why you ended up getting timed out for it, okay? So fair enough. Oh, all right. Lawler Mittens did a 100-bit cheer. He's I'm able to catch up on some old streams from DSPGaming. I have to disagree with your assessment of Doom Eternal. The game is a method to the madness which truly becomes apparent on higher difficulty levels as the game is intended to play. You're missing out on the real experience on your current difficulty level, and your opinion comes across as unfair. No, it doesn't, because I'm playing it on the default difficulty level. When are people going to get it through their heads? I'm sorry. You have to understand something here. What is set as the default, that is the intended difficulty level that everyone is intended to play the game at. Or else it wouldn't be the default, right? The game developer makes it so that the easiest access, whatever that is the way you're intended to play the game. All right? When you go and you buy a TV dinner, all right? You buy a TV dinner. You put it in your microwave, you cook it, you eat it as intended. You don't say, oh, well, really the best way to experience that TV dinner would have been to add 10 extra things to it that it doesn't come with, or to fuck around with it for 4 hours before you cook it. Wait, what? No. It was in the box. I put it in the microwave. Done. Eat it. That's how it was intended to be eaten. It's the same thing with a video game. You install the game, you boot it, play. Done. That's the intended difficulty level that game developer made that game for. All right? If you're disagreeing with me, you're factually incorrect. It doesn't matter what you think. You're wrong. That's why it's the default. All right? Like, that's why there's different difficulty levels in a game. That's why they set it up like that. Because there's some people who say, man, I want a tougher challenge. I want to really challenge myself at a high level. So I'm going to purposely up the difficulty to change my gameplay experience. And then there's some people who say, man, I'm really not in for a challenge. I want a more relaxing ride where it's more just about the narrative, or maybe I do want to experience the gameplay, but I don't want to kill myself over it. I'm going to put it to a lower difficulty level, okay? See what I mean? Now, there's an intended difficulty level that's the default. If you're telling me that the experience of Doom Eternal is different on a higher difficulty level, that's fine. That's actually a completely valid thing to say. That's a completely 100% valid assessment. That, wow, maybe the game plays better at a higher difficulty level. Perfect. My opinions that I'm giving about Doom Eternal are not about a higher difficulty level. They're about the standard difficulty that the game was designed and intended to be played at, as set out by the game developers. So if you're telling me standard difficulty is not good, then that's a fault of the game developer, not me. That's a fault of the people who made the game and set Hurt Me Plenty as the default experience, not me. Okay? So stop it. Stop being a fanboy of these game developers and trying to protect them from any kind of valid criticism, because that's all it is. Oh, well, it was intended to be played at a harder level, so you're not seeing the real game. No, wrong. I'm playing what was set up when I boot the game, press start. This is what boots. That's what I'm playing. That's what the game developer set up. If that's not correct, the game developer made an error. That's a point against them. You know, me being a gamer, but as well as a critic of games, I have to be objective. And being objective, that is a fact. There is no other opinion here that's going to factor into the fact that when I boot the game, that's what boots. And that's what is being intended to be played by default. If not, it wouldn't be what boots when I press the button, press start. Okay? So you're wrong. I'm sorry. You can have another opinion. It's going to be wrong. All right? Now, if you say, oh, the higher difficulty is better, that's fine. That's a valid opinion based on a difficulty I'm not playing. But understand that when I'm saying something about Doom Eternal, it's about the default difficulty of the game. And if you feel the game's better at a higher difficulty, fair enough. That doesn't invalidate what I'm saying. So Lawler Mittens here is saying, here we go. You're missing out on the real experience on your current difficulty level, and your opinion comes across as unfair. Wrong. My opinion is not unfair. My opinion is based on the default. You know? Understand that. Don't get offended at that because I'm criticizing the game for what they set it up as the default. Just understand that at the default, the game for me is frustrating. Maybe you're right. Maybe at a higher difficulty it's better. I don't know how it could be better at a higher difficulty. Like I said, my criticisms of the game are that I don't like the fact that it's constantly high octane, high adrenaline. There really isn't an opportunity for you to be more planned and carry out your offense in any kind of like a, how can I say, a more strategic manner. Instead, it's, okay, room full of enemies, got to do the pattern, got to keep moving, twitchy shooter, move, 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 do the execution, move, move, move. You have to do that. You can't just sit there and say, okay, I see there's a Mancubus here, there's a Cacodemon or two over here, and there's a Tyrant over there. So what I'm going to do is head to the right, I'm going to grab the armor, then I'm going to try to super jump across, take out a few little enemies to get ammo. Can't do that. It's just move, 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 move. And a lot of people aren't going to like that. I'm one of the people who I like a balance. If you're going to have some fights like that, that's great. But every fight I don't want like that. I do want some fights to be different. And it's not like that. It's like every time there's combat, it's like that, okay? So, for me, that's my assessment of it. And that's a valid assessment based on the default difficulty. So don't get angry. I don't know why people get angry about this stuff. I really don't. I don't know why people can't just understand that people can have different opinions and different experiences with games. By the way, as I said, I'm not disliking Doom Eternal. I like the game. I think it's got some of the best first-person shooter world design I've ever seen in my life. Probably one of, if not the best, world design for a first-person shooter. Really ingenious levels. I like the different locations. The big variety of enemies. Even though, yes, there's a ton of enemies you're fighting over and over. There's more enemies in this than any Doom ever before. Right? It's really cool, man. I'm not talking crap about the game. I like it. I'm just not in love with this game, and I'm not fawning over it. And kissing its ass constantly seems like so many other people are doing. I hate seeing that bandwagon approach where, everyone else is saying it's great, so it must be great. I have some valid criticisms. Your criticisms are invalid because everyone says it's great. Wait, what? I don't understand that at all. Okay. Continuing on. Snow Carl cheered. He says, congrats on a sponsorship payday. There is no sponsorship payday, as I said in the game review of the SplitPad Pro. I did not receive any monetary compensation whatsoever or future compensation. All I got was a review copy of the product. That's it. And I'm getting nothing out of it. There's no long-term relationship or anything like that. It's just about, the one-time thing and, hopefully people enjoy the review. That's it. So don't spread misinformation like that, Snow Carl, because that's not good. And if you keep doing it, I'm not going to allow you to anymore. I'm just going to have to correct you. And if you keep doing it, I'm going to have to ban you. I'm sorry. But you can't do that. You can't talk shit. That's not correct. Okay. Kanye Glover in the cut. Tip me $1.30. Says, Phil, hope your Sunday's going well. Thank you, Kanye. You were the first tipper of the day. And I appreciate that very much. As I said earlier, tips are helping me more than anything right now. So let me get you up on the leaderboard here as the first tipper. It was $1.30 tip. Yes, thank you. Excuse me. Sharpest Tactician cheered again. He said people should stop saying you're over leveled. 99% of the time it's said you're usually under leveled anyways. Oh, see, I don't know. I go into these games completely blind. I don't have any prerequisite knowledge of what's expected. It's funny because he's over leveled, but then I'm looking at what the game's saying. It's like, you should be level 45 for the side mission. I'm level 52. I'm like, okay, maybe a few levels over. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like, he's 50 levels over the recommended. That would be crazy over leveled, right? And the thing is, I'm barely keeping up with the levels. If you look, I think the next story mission, it says you should be level 52 or something like that. So it's I'm keeping up. By doing the side content, I'm actually keeping up with what's expected of me in the game. So it seems like, again, the side content is actually necessary in order to keep up with the stuff. So you kind of suck in the chat. It actually says it really doesn't mean anything because later on in the game, the levels will catch up with you and the game gets harder anyway. So you kind of need to do it. Need to be doing the side content at the lower levels. Makes sense. Fair enough. All right. Let's continue on. Snow Carl Chitty says, we accept Minecraft, but your hardcore audience doesn't want Animal Crossing. Thank you. I disagree. Are you not noticing that when I play Animal Crossing, people are showing up, people are interacting, people are having a good time, right? Last night, people seemed to have a good time. We didn't even do that much last night in Animal Crossing because we were at one of those impasse parts of the game where you kind of get stuck and and you basically get, to a point where I can't do anything. My building's being built, so I can't buy anything. I can't redeem my Nook miles. I can't visit another island. I'm stuck. And people still like the stream. So I don't really know where you're coming from there, Snow Carl. But it's because you personally don't like it, doesn't mean there's not an audience for it. Crapcock is here and did a 105-bit cheer. Thank you, Crapcock. That's actually the biggest cheer of the day. So allow me to update the leaderboard here. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Good to see ya. Spartan King did a 100-bit cheer. He says, Jasper, go deep, dude. And he has catch and pass emotes. I think he was doing like an emote to throw like a football to Jasper. I wonder where he got those emotes from. Anyway, thank you very much for the cheer. Real life researcher cheered. He says, I don't think Doom is a game for you if it's too difficult for you. Maybe try easy mode. I love you though. It's not too difficult for me. If you haven't noticed, I'm progressing nicely. I think there's been what? If you actually count it, times when I've died and had to completely restart a fight, I don't know, maybe 10 to 20 tops. I really haven't been stuck too much. I think there was that one fight where I died a ton. But outside of that, I'm progressing nicely. There's no, oh, Phil's reached an impasse and he cannot progress. You know, people act like I'm one of these game journalists that can't beat the tutorial of a game. I'm near the end of the game, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know, it's not too hard for me, but because I'm criticizing the game as I play doesn't mean that it's too hard for me. It means that I have criticisms of the game. Again, this fanboy mentality needs to stop. Where just because someone criticizes a game, you have to categorize it as something negative because you love the game. That would be like me, all right, saying that no one can ever criticize Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Even though it's my favorite fighting game of all time, that no one could ever criticize it. That's not true. I'm well aware that Super Turbo is not a perfect game and actually has a lot of shortcomings, quite frankly. I feel that the game definitely could be improved. Wait a minute, what happened here? Now this is weird. I apologize to PW Dubs and Sharpest Tactician. Apparently okay, I gotta go back. I guess a bunch of contributions got skipped. I don't know why. Because I swear I was just reading up, but I guess I missed a couple. Yeah, I missed 2 of them here. Alright, well let's continue. I apologize. Let's get to PW Dubs tip here. My bad, PW Dubs. I don't know what happened. I swear I was reading an order and I look and I missed a couple. Alright, so PW Dubs did a $1.30 tip. He says, I'm so proud of you with that sponsorship product review. Can I send you a shirt from my clothing company to wear on stream? I don't know. What kind of shirts do you make? If it's something that I'd be interested in wearing, maybe I would. There's actually been times in the past, been a long time now, but back when I was a popular YouTuber, there were actually 2 different clothing companies that sent me like a box of their shirts, various shirts. If you remember, there were ones. Remember I had the Slow Bro Pokemon shirt? Who remembers that? And I didn't even know what the hell Slow Bro was. And I wore the shirt on stream. People were like, oh, it's the Slow Bro meme. Like, yeah, I didn't even buy the shirt. I didn't even know what it was, and I wore it on stream. So, if your shirts are cool, I would check it out. I would say email me. Let me see. Give me an example of a few of your shirts. I'll take a look and let you know if it's something I'm interested in or not. I'm not against wearing, some clothes or something on stream if they're nice, right? So definitely email me. And I mean that. Email me. Don't just send me something. Email me. Okay. Sharpest Tactician cheered. I missed it somehow. He says, I forgot to tell you, if you do the burst counter, immediately spam and mash R2 plus circle to get a demon counter. You'll thank me later. So what you're saying is do it twice? So you're saying is do the burst counter, which is R2 plus circle, do it once. And if it works, do it again? See, I didn't even know that. You do it twice in a row? Okay. I guess I'll have to look into that. I did not know that you do it twice. I thought that you just do it once and then you could do like a combo or whatever. Alright, I'll have to look into that. Alright, let's continue. So now we can go back up here where we were supposed to be. Here we go. Yeah, I apologize again. I don't know what happened. Okay, Baldy did a 50-bit cheers. The Doom Eternal seems to be getting shilled over consistently by blind fans that don't want to admit the game is filled with bugs and is a step back from the originals. I don't think the game's anything like the originals. I just played Doom 2. That game is nothing like Doom Eternal. Like the biggest similarity are the weapons and the enemies, have the same name and kind of some of them behave similarly, but It's a completely different philosophy. In Doom 2, you got to be careful. You got to look around every corner. You got to be able to dive behind cover constantly. There's no dodge mechanic. There, you can't move fast at all, right? It's a very different feeling. Classic FPS versus modern FPS. What I would say is, I have no idea. I didn't read any reviews of Doom Eternal. 0. But I did run into a significant amount of bugs yesterday. If you guys remember, I had a cacodemon that was stuck in a wall. And because of that, I could not do the glory kill on it. Actually, I take it back. I think it was a fear elemental. No, excuse me. Pain elemental was stuck in a wall. So because of that, I couldn't do the execution on it. And the execution was one of the challenges for the stage. And that was the last one in the stage. So I failed the challenge because the game bugged out. That's not good. And then I was fighting a big-ass fight. It was the final... Wasn't it the final combat challenge? No, it was the final room of where you get the crucible, right? Where you get the crucible weapon for the first time. And you're supposed to have an example of how it works. So I'm doing it, and there's an arch vial in the room, and the arch vial is giving everyone in the room this protective covering, okay? So you need to kill the arch vial in order to hurt anything in the room. The arch vial is invincible. I'm shooting it. I pull out my crucible. I'm swinging wildly at it. Nothing hits it. It's completely invincible. And people watching the stream were like, damn, we've never seen anything like that. I always seem to get the crazy bugs. Without fail, I always seem to get the crazy ass bugs when it comes to these games. So, I don't know what's going on. But, no, do I feel that the game's being shilled over? I don't know. I mean, like I said, a lot of people seem to really be kissing the game's butt. And just the fact that I criticize the game at all, some people take offense. Like, oh my God, how could he be criticizing that game, right? But personally, I still like the game, and I'm not gonna go out and say, oh, yeah, Doom Eternal is a step down from previous Dooms. No, I say Doom 2016 is a very different game from Doom Eternal. It really is. They were going for so much action and so much high-octane, adrenaline-pumping stuff in this game. There really doesn't feel like Doom 2016. It feels like a completely different game. It has a lot of the same stuff, but it's just so different, All right, let's continue. Even if 55 did a 500-bit cheer, he said, what about games like Halo? They're intended to be played on heroic difficulty, not normal, and the developers actually confirm it. Maybe it's the same with Doom, but I'm not sure. Then that's the game developer's fault. If you're making a game, I should just say this, anything in life, whatever you created as the default experience is the default experience. Now, if you're saying, oh, well, if really the real mode is heroic, you failed. You have to make whatever you want to be the true experience of the game, the first experience everyone gets when they play it. Period. That's the whole idea of default settings. It just, how is this? I don't understand how this is up for contention. I don't. The default setting of anything is what it's supposed to be standard when you use it. Period. There's no other argument here. That's a fact. That's what default means. So I don't understand how anyone could say, oh, well, the heroic's the right way to play it. That's great. And if the game developer said that, okay, fine. They fucked up. That should have been default then. What it should have said is, heroic is the default setting, but there should have been a note there saying, FYI, this is kind of hard, and we want you to be really challenged, but if you really feel that you're not up to the task, play it on a difficulty lower. But it shouldn't be the lower difficulty is the default then. They messed up. Where did it say Hurt Me Plenty is the default setting? Because it starts on that. When you boot the game up, it's sitting right there on Hurt Me Plenty. And actually, I believe it had a description that actually said, you want a balanced experience and, something like that. And then when you went up one, then it was like, okay, now it's kind of challenging. But it's just, if you boot a game and it's sitting on a setting, that's the default setting. Whatever it starts on is the default setting. It's that simple. Sharp Tactician Cheery says, I think what you're trying to say is Doom is a bit too subjective. I can imagine and disagree, and agree with that. Real Life Researcher Cheer. He says, you said Doom Eternal sucked and was made for idiots who like adrenaline rush. Yeah, I said that in the heat of the moment when I was pissed at the game being all adrenaline rush, right? Like in particular, I think I said that when I was fighting that challenge run, right? Where the Marauder was surrounded by little generic enemies, right? He was completely surrounded by the little generic dudes. And it's like, how am I supposed to fight the Marauder when I've got other guys infinitely spawning around me and shooting me? It wasn't fun. It was incredibly frustrating because of that. And so my criticism was of the heat of the moment. Is it fair? Yes and no. It's fair to criticize the game. It's not fair to call everyone who likes it idiots. And I didn't say that, by the way. I didn't say, oh, everyone who likes it is an idiot. I didn't say that. Or if I did say that, because maybe I did say it in the heat of the moment, I didn't mean it. But I say stuff like that all the time when you're in the heat of the moment. But then when I actually sit down, not incensed at the game later on, I'll definitely, give you a more level-headed approach to my overall opinion about the game, right? So, all right. And again, anyone who's a logical adult who's gotten worked up about something before would understand that. So unless you're the most level-headed person I've ever met in life, I don't think you have any right to criticize. Sharpest Tactician cheered and said, do you consider death metal to be poor or rash music? I consider it to be utter rubbish. I'm unsure how anyone could consider it even a form of rock at all. I would have to hear true death metal because I've heard some of it. Is that the one where they go, oh yeah, Satan? If that's death metal, I don't like it. But I get the feeling that there's some out there that's not all like that deep voiced screaming shit. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I don't know. I don't know that much about it. I can't really give an opinion until I have more information about it. Blood Crypt. To me, $5. It said, when is your evil brother Chad coming over to take over the stream and entertain? I'm excited for the switcheroo and plot twists. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, but thank you, Blood Crypt, for a $5 tip. That's the biggest tip of the day. I appreciate that. I don't know who the hell Chad is. Okay. Mark C609 did a 100-bit cheer. He says, will you be playing Resident Evil 3 Remake on release day? I cannot wait to see you fight Nemesis on hard difficulty. Yes, I'm playing it on release day. No, I'm not playing it on hard difficulty. I've said this about 1,000,000 times. I'll say it again. I've only played the game once. The one time I played it, I had a hard time with it, and I didn't really like it. So I'm not playing it on hard difficulty. I'm playing it on whatever the default difficulty is. Here we go again. That's what I'm playing it on. If the default difficulty is too easy, that's Capcom's fault, not mine. So that's what I'm playing it on, okay? Ooh. Excuse me. Bobby Dick tipped me $1. He says, you know a game is a piece of shit when you can complete entire levels and not kill anybody. I've been spending 2 hours beating a boss in this game. What's funny is it's the first boss in a movie tie-in game. It's not a hard boss. It's just a shitty game. Hashtag Kick-Ass 2. I never knew they made it any games of Kick-Ass. I never even heard of that. So, thank you for the $1 tip, Bobby Dick. Never heard of Kick-Ass video games. Interesting. Oh, by the way, Bobby Dick, it should be noted, Halo, you can literally walk through the stages and not fight anyone until there's like a big boss encounter or something. I've done it numerous times in Halo, where I just walked entirely through the whole fucking stage and didn't kill a single enemy. Because for some reason, in Halo, they allow that. I don't know why, but they allow it. Figure that one out. Okay, continuing on, Shao Kahn Artist. Timmy, $6. That is now currently the top tip of the day. Thank you very much, Shao Kahn Artist. And Shao Kahn Artist says the following. Hey, Phil, how's it going? I think Doom Eternal is one of the harder normal difficulty settings. The final 2 bosses can get very frustrating. I feel like they could have eased up on their normal. All right. Well, there you go. I don't know. I haven't gotten there. So, I can't comment on it until we get to those. It looks like we're going to get to those tomorrow and see how it goes. All right. Thank you for the $6 tip. Appreciate that. Up to $14 in tips right now. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. Last Rambo did a cheer and says, when is the deadline for you to reach the tier 2 sub goal? The end of the month. And right now we are about 80 subs away. It's not looking very good, guys. I'm just saying. It's not looking very good. listen, I'm okay with that. I hope, it's not that huge of a deal. I wanted to hit a tier 2 sub goal. It would have been nice. You guys were asking for a tier 2 sub goal, which is why I did it. I didn't just do it on a whim because I felt like it. I did it because you guys for months have been asking me for a tier 2 sub goal because we always seem to hit the tier 1 sub goal. So you guys wanted a stretch goal. So I set one up. And, unless someone gifts an insane amount of subs in the next 2 days, I'm really not seeing it happen. Because I'm not, by the way, I'm not here on Tuesday, which would technically be the last day of the month when we could hit the goal. I'm not here, so obviously it's not going to happen then, right? So, it is what it is, guys. Thank you for all your support this month. I appreciate it. Real life researcher cheered and he says, I want to see you play a Halo mission in hard mode without shooting something. Well, I don't know. Did they change it? Because in Halo, you can run by everything. As long as you are good at like dodging or knowing how to get around the enemies, you can walk through entire stages in Halo. It's easy. Now, I haven't done it on a hard difficulty, but you can do it. I've done it on the default difficulty. I can walk through the whole game. Remember, what was it? Halo... Which Halo was it? Whichever Halo that Master Chief was supposedly going to be a villain, which he wasn't. That was a complete lie in the marketing campaign. Master Chief was never the villain of the game at all. Whatever game that is, I walked through entire stages. The entire stages. From start to finish. Walked right through. Didn't shoot anything. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway. Okay, Boomer, give me $3.02. Do you think you're going to have a free slot open in time for the Final Fantasy VII Remake? These other games got you acting out of pocket. Yeah, I am. That's the next big release after Resident Evil 3. So like I said, okay. Real quick recap, just so you guys know. Right now I'm playing Nioh 2 and Doom Eternal. I'm going to be finishing Doom Eternal sometime this week, alright? And then it's going to be moving on to Resident Evil 3 Remake. Then the next new release after that is Final Fantasy VII Remake. After that, I have many options. I could start the Viewer's Choice playthrough. I could start up the Control DLC that came out this week that I have not had a chance to look at yet. Or some other stuff. There's actually other stuff coming out in April as well. I believe that there's actually a Secret of Mana redo. It's kind of like I think it was like Secret of Mana 3 that never came out in the United States. They remade the game for modern audiences. It's called Trials of Mana. That's a possibility. There's a lot of stuff going on in April that's a possibility. But I'm 100% doing the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So there you go. Bent Boxer tipped me $1 and he said, in Just Cause 2 video you sang In the Navy by the Village People. Can you add this to your pre-stream? No. Because I'm not going to put in the whole freaking video. If someone wants to edit it and make it sound like a song that I could play on pre-stream, yes. But I personally can't do that. I don't have the ability to chop up videos and put them together as music remixes. Sorry, I just don't have the capability. All right, couple shout-outs here for the top cheerers and top tippers of the week. Thank you to the top cheerers of the week. We actually have a tie for 9th place between Seaman Demon Apocalypse and Ripley Atomic. 8th place is Beast Vel. 7th place, Nin Star Rune. 6th place, Shadow the Hedgehog. 5th place, Mature Adult. 4th place, Sambuca. 3rd place, Snow Carl. 2nd place, Aki Artorius. And in 1st place for this week, Gora Verk. Thank you, guys. Also, thank you to the following people who have gifted subs this week, including Kate, 4335, Noah Taylor, DRS Gangsta, who all did one gifted sub. Then we have Sundance McGee, PW Dubs, Snow Carl, and Infinite, and Big Papa Phil, who all gifted 2 subs. And then Star St. Mark gifted 11 subscriptions this week. Awesome. All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do. Take a brief break. I got to use the restroom. And then we're going to come back and jump into Nioh 2. Like I said, I know for a fact there's a side mission that I need to do today. By the way, I forgot to mention this, guys. I have to end my stream a little early today by about 30 minutes. Usually I would go till 4 p.m. I have to end around 3:30 because Kat has to go to work early today. And I was cooking dinner, but now because of this schedule change, I have to cook dinner early. So I have to end the stream a little early today. So it'll be roughly 3 hours of gameplay on the stream today, FYI. Sorry about that. I didn't intend that. It was a last-minute change in the schedule. Like, oh, shit, well, what are you going to do, right? Okay, let's end the pre-stream. I will use the restroom, and then we're going to get started. Thanks, guys. I'll be back in just a minute here.